I've always been defending myself based on the world's expectations. I live in this skin and in this body and have done forever. So it's the world that reminds me that I am different to them. I'm Sinead Burke, and I'm an advocate for change and transformation in the design and fashion industries. I'm the eldest of 5 children, and unlike me, they're all average height. I'm a little person. I have achondroplasia, which is the most common form of dwarfism, but there's over 200 types. I can't remember my first encounter with bullying, but I know that I have lived my entire existence explaining and educating to other people and validating my right to exist. Being the eldest of 5 and having 2 sisters very close in age to me, they could fit into clothes and wear styles and shoes that I couldn't. And it sounds so ridiculous to say that that was a revelation to me. I was just always under this assumption that I could do what my sisters could do. Fashion has only ever catered for a very specific lens, and my job is to work with them to widen it. Have you ever seen somebody who looks like me before? Yes. For me, one of the big solutions to how people who look like me are treated is about visibility, education, and changing society. It is very normal for me that I will be walking down the street and somebody will point at me, they will call me a midget, or they will laugh at me, or they will take photographs of me without asking me. Things can and should change. And I think we need to each have courage and confidence to take that step forward. But all of you have shared something of yourselves, and I am leaving today fully confident that the people in this room are going to change the world. It is Fashion Week in London. I am far more excited than one person should be. Everybody wears clothes. Everybody can name off 5 fashion brands, even if you're not interested in the industry at all. And fashion prioritizes beauty. And widening that lens to include people with disabilities, that has power. I mean, not bad. I have got to where I am because I have guessed email addresses, reached out to the people I admire most and say, hi, my name is Sinead. Can we have 5 minutes for a cup of coffee? Can I ask you some questions? And so many people said yes. And to now be in a position where I can do that for others, and where people reach out to me via DM and be like, hey, I know we don't know each other, but can we go for a cup of coffee? Or if I'm working at an event or going to a school, I get to bring people who look like me, who are 15 and 16. And we get to share a stage and talk about both of our lived experiences. And I think that's what I'm most proud of. Gucci is one of the brands that I'm incredibly fortunate to work with and have worked with for several months now. It's incredibly powerful that they are validating my advocacy, that they're listening, and they're choosing for me to be one of the people who represents their brand and how they foresee it in the future. Will we try something on?
Yeah!
Today we're trying on 2 incredibly different, beautiful looks that I haven't seen in person yet, only in photographs from the runway. And I'm excited to see what it looks like in my size.
It's beautiful.
This is really good. You look incredible.
I've been so lucky and worked really hard to experience moments like being at the Met Gala, being on the cover of British Vogue, having 2 pieces on display in the National Museums of Scotland, and creating the very first mannequin for little people. And for me, I'm always teetering on this boundary of understanding that real, authentic change takes time. And as grateful as I am that over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be wearing the most extraordinary clothes to fashion shows, it's but a starting point to realize that if those clothes can be made beautifully for me, they can be made for others. My vision for the future is a world where inclusion and diversity will not be a talking point. It will not be a subject for debate. It will just be our reality. That's my vision for the future. But what's yours?
Yo, this is Chance the Rapper, and this is the making of We Go High. So the song We Go High is about basically my overall relationship with my wife and the ups and mainly downs of it, and how we kind of went through it all and ended up in a better situation than we started. I think it's everything, being able to still live here and still be able to like work with crews that, you know, shoot in Chicago and, you know, use like iconic landscapes, whether it's like just how people see the city or just how like we as people that live here see the city.
Cut! Great, cut. Love it.
The video is directed by Elijah Alvarado, who I've been working with since I was like 18, and he shot some of my first videos.
I used to drive this dude around in my minivan.
This is a day one, yo. Hey, my video.
Way back. So we're about to shoot this scene. It's a little paparazzi going into like the me walking through the crowd thing. That's sick, man. All right, let's get going.
It's really crazy. The place that we're shooting the video in, the apartment, is actually where me and Kirsten's, is where we lived back in the day, about like 3 years ago. Yeah, we had an apartment together, and this is where we brought Kinsley when we first took her home from the hospital. And it's very creepy being here for sure, but it's also nostalgic in a certain way.
Great, here we go. We're settled and action.
I got a line in the song where I say, trying to find her shoes, rummaging through the skeletons. And the idea of like it being so many skeletons in your closet that it's like she can't even get to her stuff. Like, I don't know, the imagery of it spoke to me, so I kind of wanted it to be in some way represented in the video.
And action.
That's me being explosive.
Cool, cut. Alright, we got one more shot, everybody. We're gonna get
It's a wrap on day one.
Yeah, that's a wrap on Chance.
Let's do it.
This is day 2 of shooting. We're shooting the 3rd verse from We Go High, which is the best verse I've ever written in my life. And basically we took a page out of the Spike Lee book and using his famous dolly shot to kind of illustrate me on my path.
We're gonna have props, and Chance will be on a dolly, and he's gonna go ahead and be dollied along and passing these props, and the background will be changing. And we have people on the other side, just their shadows crossing. So it's gonna be a lot of motion, a lot of experimentation.
Action.
That last
About to get rained on right now in the club, because that's what I signed up for. That's the big idea here.
It is what it is. Just good vibes all around.
Hey, Art, I got
Yo, it's Chance the Rapper, and that was the making of We Go High. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Signing off. Peace.
Mi nombre es Francisco Parraguirre. Ahorita radico en Bakersfield, California. Soy un artista visual inspirado en el arte del Día de los Muertos. Día de los Muertos es una forma de celebrar la vida y la muerte. Es una forma de no dejar morir a aquellos que tal vez han dejado el mundo terrenal y que esté en nosotros no dejarlos morir, porque ellos van a seguir vivos a través de los recuerdos. Para crear una de mis headpieces toma alrededor de 3 o 4 semanas, dependiendo lo elaborada que sea. Me gusta utilizar materiales que estén al alcance, de que no sean materiales que tal vez tengamos que invertir mucho dinero, pero que podamos tener al alcance de la mano y poder crear. José Guadalupe Posadas fue el primer caricaturista quien dibujó a la primera Catrina, pero Diego Rivera da vida y color a la Catrina, llamándoles Catrinas Garbanceras. Es uno de los personajes más representativos de nuestra cultura en una de las tradiciones más importantes de mi país. Yo creo que es muy importante poder sentirnos libres, poder crear con la libertad, poder expresar sin limitarnos al qué dirá la gente.
Entonces voy a empezar primero con mitad de tu cara, después voy para atrás.
Berta Jiménez, ella es mi maquillista. Yo pienso que es la persona que lleva mi trabajo a un nivel más alto. Cuando Berta aplica el maquillaje en mí, toma alrededor de 1 hora. Lo hace 100% tradicional. Yo he creado a Catrina Divina, un personaje que está alejado de su país, de su ciudad. Y para mí mostrar eso a las personas que tal vez es imposible regresar a su país, regresar a vivir esos momentos tradicionales. Esa es la máxima felicidad que yo como artista puedo sentir. Cuando estoy creando, pienso que ahí es donde quedan mis sentimientos, mis emociones, todo queda impregnado en mi trabajo artístico y el sacarlo al público en ese personaje transmite ese sentimiento hacia las personas. Quiero poder inspirar a los jóvenes a creer en sus sueños y a luchar por sus sueños, sin importar lo que el mundo diga, sino que luchen por sus sueños, por lo que quieren ser y por lo que quieren lograr y lo que les haga felices.
You're beautiful inside and out, no matter what. Everyone can change the future. You just have to do good. My name is Karis Rogers. I'm 13 years old and I am an advocate for standing up against racism, colorism, and bullying. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I've lived in this house basically my whole life. I have an older sister, Taylor. She's my manager, actually a sistager, as some people would say. When I was in school, I was being bullied for my dark skin complexion during the 1st grade. They would call me burnt roach or burnt biscuit. It was in the oven too long. If you don't know what colorism means, it is when you're being teased about your skin color by your own race. I was just like, wow, like, why am I this dark? Why don't I become lighter? I wanted to stay in the bathtub longer one time so I could get lighter. When I told my mom about it, she started making me feel more comfortable in myself, saying affirmations in the mirror every day that I'm beautiful. It doesn't matter what other people think of you, only what you think of yourself. You know that you're smart, creative, special at the end of the day. And that's basically what my message is behind flexing my complexion. My grandmother, she used to always tell us that we were flexing our complexion. And I was like, why don't we just make a clothing line called Flexing My Complexion? So my mom gave us $100, $200, and so we could get the shirts, get the screen prints, and then my mom knew a guy who actually did it, so we came out with our first batch of shirts, and it sold out in 10 minutes. Plenty of people don't have the opportunity that I have to actually speak out about this and let those bullies know that I turn a negative into a positive. Oh, this is my best folding. Oh gosh. When I was younger, I didn't talk to anyone about bullying besides my immediate family. I didn't talk about it to anybody else because I feel like I wasn't as comfortable to as I am now. Sometimes you have to separate yourself from negativity and surround yourself by positive people. We are all here today to learn more about each other and get some bonding skills and just to talk about our experiences with bullying or colorism, because I know a few of you guys have experienced that, but we've never had a conversation about it. To me,
I have a lot of hair for a black girl. Okay, so my hair, it goes to my shoulders or whatever. And so whenever I'm like, oh yeah, this is my real hair, they're like, are you mixed? My mom told me to tell them you mixed with your daddy and your mama. Do they have a problem with that?
I've been told by multiple boys oh, you're pretty for a dark skin, you're really pretty for a dark skin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Why can't I just be pretty?
We grow up with this stigma of in order to look nice, you gotta press your hair. If your natural hair is not professional enough, it doesn't look nice enough, you don't want to be seen that way. And so this is the first time I was like, you know what, forget it. I want to have my natural hair. I went to school and they were like, oh, we don't want you to take your picture. And I'm like, why? Because your hair is crazy.
Our generation, I feel like you do see more kids actually speaking about this stuff. You see more kids and adults actually doing this now.
I feel like this web represents that we all have a part to play in ending bullying, ending colorism, and just build each other up in general.
This web signifies love because I feel like if everybody thinks love and if everybody has love and shows love, then the world could actually change. Love is the start and the end of everything.
How I take a stand against bullying is going to different speaking engagements, speaking to other kids and adults about bullying, racism, or colorism, and self-love. Even privately, on Instagram, I'll get messages from people talking about how I've changed their lives. They're telling me their story and letting me know that I've helped them to love themselves and just know that they're not alone. So what we're gonna do, we all picked up some cards. Inside is blank, and you're gonna write a love letter to yourself.
Like the card says, we need more women like you because you're fearless and caring, and the love you give to people is the love you deserve. Don't let no one change who you are.
Love yourself and be yourself. You are enough.
You inspire many people to love themselves as much as you love yourself.
I love your kind heart and how you want to help so many people. I'm so proud of you and keep on going.
My vision for the future is everyone being themselves and loving themselves on the inside and out. I just love my complexion. I love who I am. And everyone should.
You got this.
Oh, you got this.
You got this. Hey, Abby, you got this.
You got this.